Episode 7 of Bringing the Talks. Welcome back, guys. Thank you guys for, tuning into another episode. Once again, we got a very interesting guest. We got another creative in the building. You guys already see the vibes and know Wagwan. We got another creative in the building. Today, we're going to talk about, what he has, what he's done to create his music. Some of the influences that he sees himself being within the R&B space. Get a little hint right there. And, how he developed himself into the artist that he is today. We here, episode 7. Welcome back. We got an artist in the R&B space. He's doing his thing. He got some tracks out right now. The one, the only, ASYCI.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, brother, for having me on here. Appreciate it, bro.
So
long overdue.
Long overdue.
But yeah.
Introduce yourself. Tell the people what you do.
My name is ASYCI. A lot of people don't know or know how to pronounce my name, but it's pronounced ASYCI. It actually stands for A Sound You Can't Ignore. Something that I came up with, I want to say, in 2015. I was on kind of like a nature walk, me. We live in Durham, there's nothing else for me to do.
I'm a Scarborough guy.
Scarborough, yeah.
No, but Durham's home.
But this is when I kind of like first got into my journey of music and really wanted to get into it. And I was coming up with a name. I'm like, I don't want to use my government. Like, I don't want people, I want to use my government, but I don't want to use my government at the same time. I'm like, I feel like there's just something that fits me better in this world. And bro, I was actually on a fast. Do you remember those times, bro?
Yep.
I was on a fast, and literally the last day after my fast, I was doing a fast to ask God, if this is something I really want to do. Because you know me, I don't like wasting my time and this and that. I don't want to be poppy. So if it's not for me, it's not for me. So I was on a fast, this is something I've always wanted to do. And man, the last day, I'll never forget, I was on a walk and something said, a sound you can't ignore. I remember I got that and I was going to use it as a clothing line because I want to start a clothing line. And then something just hit me. It was like a sigh. It literally was just pounding in my head, a sigh. And I'm like, I mess with that. I got that trademark, got that off the market. I'm like, yeah, bro. Never look back. So
man, just you tuned in, got the downloads
I tuned in.
Jeez.
Most definitely tuned in.
Okay, so clearly your name is something that means a lot to you. You're in the music space.
Yes, sir.
You're just bringing, connecting the dots. What does music even mean to you?
Man, music means so much to me. I grew up in such a musical household. My dad.
Yeah.
But if you're a church person, you probably know of my dad, and just watching him and just being around my sister too, singing, my other sister dances. It's always been a creative household. I actually grew up, as playing drums. A lot of people don't know. Drums is my first love. I still love drums, still play it. But drums has always been in my life. And I could always sing, but my sisters always used to roast me when I was younger. I'd sing around the house and be like, you sound like trash, bro. Or they'll mimic the runs that I was doing. And I'm like, ooh, is that how I actually sound?
And the craziest thing is I never, like he said, he was not a singer. To see that this guy, put in the work.
Yep.
You're out here, you got songs coming out.
Yes, sir.
That's crazy. How'd you even teach yourself how to sing, first of all?
So that's the thing though, I always had this in the chamber, bro.
This is always me.
Don't sleep, bro. I always had this in the chamber. It was just always a confidence thing. For me, I've always been in my head, I know I can sing. I'll sing in the shower, and this is not no shower voice. Even my dad, I remember my dad said it one time. I sang at church for the first time, and then nobody knew I could sing. And he told me, he's like, you don't understand, you don't know what you have, type of thing. In terms of a voice, he's like all jokes aside, bro, you have didn't say bro, but he's like, he's like, you have a beautiful voice. And I kind of just took it into play, and that's when I really started to actually start singing seriously, and then start writing as well, because I look up to my dad for everything, especially music. So I'm for me to get that okay for my dad to say that, because if I sounded like trash, he would have told me right there and then nah, this is not for you, bro.
And you really gotta in a space that we're in, creative space, or honestly anything that you guys are doing out there, you don't got people around you that's telling you you know, hey, you got something in your teeth, like that, on that type of
Yeah.
energy.
Yep.
Hey, I fuck with the track, but like I don't know.
Yeah, bro.
You gotta have people that are surrounding you that's
Bro,
gonna
you
keep
have
it
to
real.
have people that is real, and like that's what I love about my space now in my life now.
Yeah.
It's just like, yo, like I only have a group that will tell me like, yo, this is it and this is not it. And like I feel like before I just had a bunch of just yes people, yes men, and like it just kind of made me build up my head, you know, thinking that I was at a spot where I wasn't even close to.
Yeah.
You know, so like I had to do a lot of adjustments in my life, you know, my personal space as well, and just really be by myself and figure out who, not ASYCI, but who Dejan is to make ASYCI.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
So like that's the biggest thing. Like I'm not here for the yes people. Like I like to be told, you know, like but my engineers. Shout out to Albie, shout out to the lab, Benny, BK. Terminal 1 Studios, Judah,
Shout out.
all real people. You know,
Big
those are
shout
the
out.
people that, especially Albie, bro. I have to give it to him. That's my first person that I started music with. I started my first track with. Meant something for me. That was my
Wait,
first.
who was that?
Albie.
Albie.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
okay.
Albie is my main engineer.
Yeah.
And yeah, like he's out of this world, bro. He's such a down to earth guy. And yeah, man, like he's just real. He's real. Like he's not there for, you know, the money or this and that. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like, cause obviously me, like I've never done this. I used to record at home and then I'd go to him and like, he does this. So it's just like, you don't want to waste his time type of thing.
Yeah.
So like going in there, like he was very patient, bro. Like he would give advice and I'm like, you know, we really built something. And he's the reason why, like, I'm here today. Like, obviously, you know, I'm still building, but
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the reason why I'm building just at a rapid rate is because of Albie. So, you know, hand clap to that man.
Easy.
Hand clap
Easy.
to that man.
And
But,
that's the thing, yo, bro. You gotta give people their flowers out of here.
most definitely.
Yeah.
Bro.
So you singing. Now you're teaching yourself how to sing.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying it's always been in the chamber.
Oh yeah.
Once it got to the point where you're like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna do this singing shit. How did you start to construct your songs? Like, how are you even writing? And this is something, even with the last episode that I did
Yeah.
a couple episodes ago with Ashley,
Yeah.
this is something that really intrigues me just as an individual. I'm so fascinated by like artists and how they write and that creative process. So tell me a little bit about that.
My creative process, bro.
Yeah.
It is so different. Like it changes. When I first started, I thought, because I used to sit in a lot on sessions before. I had a friend that was really into music. Had his own studio, start of COVID. That's all we were. That's all we were at the studio. And I kind of like picked up on everybody's habits because I was still new. So I thought, you know, like literally, like to be real, like I thought like, you know, smoke, drink, and then like that brings out your true emotions. And that's honestly how I thought like writing was. So like I started that.
That's real.
And I realized I'm like, yeah, like it gets you to a writing spot, but it's just like, this is not me though. Like, you know how I grew up. Like, this is not me. And I feel like even though I was in that spot, like I thought that I was making bangers, but it's just like, yeah, it was good music, but it wasn't who I was, and it wasn't the reason why I got into music, you know? So when I when I actually moved out of my parents' house for the first time, I feel like when I lived by myself, and I moved in by myself, and I lived by myself, and like I said, I'd go for a lot of walks when I lived in Scarborough for like around a year at the beginning of COVID. I realized like I'm that type of guy that will like go for walks, have my earpods in, writing like that. I'll play a beat over. I'm talking about, bro, for 4 hours straight. Like my trip to Punta Cana, bro, like I'm writing like on the plane 4 hours, 5 hours straight, just listening to the same beat.
Yeah.
And like, cause for me, like I definitely do everything in terms of like I want it to be perfect, but obviously we know like, you know, everything's not gonna be perfect, but that's just what I strive for. So it's just like, you know, like I critique everything. I make sure that like what I'm saying is true and it's real and it's me. So yeah, bro, like I'd go for walks, I'd write that way. Now it just kind of comes out free. Like before I used to write, now like bro, I'll walk into the studio and be like, bro, just throw on the beat. Like I have shit to say. Like, you know, I have something to say.
Because of that work that you did to find out who you are.
Exactly.
Now you're just going into those.
Yeah, like I feel like everybody kind of starts off with the pen and the paper, which is honestly still a good way. Like I said, like airplane, Punta Cana, and everything. Like I was doing that way.
Yeah.
But after I got my own studio as well, that's when it's just like, yo, like I'll turn on a beat and it's just like kind of a one take, and it's not even like out of cockiness. It's just like, yo, like I just built that up. You know,
You put in the work.
Exactly. But I still like writing. Like when it's a really like an emotional track, if I'm going through something. I do like writing. But now, yeah, it's kind of just free, man. Kind of just freelance.
So I'm hearing you mentioned a lot about this Punta Cana trip. That must have been wild. Yo, this guy told me, yo, I'm flying out. We were supposed to shoot a little earlier, but it's all good. This is my guy. He said, I'm flying out for vacay. Yo, I need this one. I'm like, hey, as an artist, do your thing. As a person, a man, do your thing. You know, clear your head, do what you got to do.
Amen.
Go on vacation. So tell me how that went, bro. Saw the pictures, it looked crazy.
Punta Cana. I'm moving to Texas. That's one thing. I'm just gonna leave it right there. I'm moving to Texas for sure. Yeah. If it's for like 3 months, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it there. But I'm moving to Texas for sure.
Yeah.
But Punta Cana, man, it was like I told you, it wasn't even for a vacation. It was for a vacation, but like, bro, like I told you, I was stressed with work. I had personal stuff going on, and I felt like I was just constantly just waking up, going to work, music, sleep, like, you know, and I felt like I didn't really like make any time for myself.
Yeah.
And it was catching up to me. Like I was just miserable with life. I wasn't appreciative of life, you know. So
I've been there too, bro.
Yeah, man. So, you know, it's crazy. I actually booked my trip. So I flew on the Sunday. I booked my trip on the Wednesday.
Jeez.
I remember I told you I wasn't gonna go.
You weren't even gonna go.
I wasn't gonna go, bro. And then I'm just like, nah, like I need this for my end, bro. I'm so happy. You know, like just so happy. Like I said, just the time alone, just the time relaxing, waking up and not having to do anything.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I put my phone on D&D. My mom's here calling me. I'm like, Mom, nah. My dad's calling. You know, like this is the time for myself. But Punta Cana was amazing. Like I went down, honestly with family. I went down with my 2 sisters for my sister's birthday. And then my little brother as well, kind of took him out there, showed him the ropes since he's legal now. And
yo, which is crazy to even think, bro. Cause like you already know how far we go back and to see like what your little bro's legal now, like bruh.
It is crazy cause like yo, if you see him, like that's a grown man. He's a grown man. I'm talking about like he has a full beard, bro.
Yeah.
Like I'm here, you know, this little
Trust me,
I'm here with this little goatee, and then I see this cause same for me, bro. You know, when I go back to my parents' house, I'll see him and I'm like, yo, like I'm looking up to him. I'm like, bro, like what's going on with you, fam? Like, what are you eating, bro?
Are you doing like
nothing,
this?
bro. You're good, fam. Yo, I haven't seen you in a while. You're good. I'm like, yo, fam. Like, why is your voice so deep?
First of all, yeah, like why you trying?
Now my parents are roasting me. They're like, yo, why isn't your voice as deep as exact? I'm like, nah, he's putting this on for a fake.
Yo,
like, don't believe that.
That's actually jokes.
But yeah, bro, it was definitely a well needed trip. But I felt at the time too, it was time to come back, bro. Like I was writing too many songs, bro.
Yeah.
Like, too many songs. Just be on the beach, especially because it's summertime. And like I got a beat pack sent to me. It was just a lot of like you know, summer tracks, bro.
Yeah.
It was fire, man.
That's proper.
Yes.
More of my love.
More of my love. Ooh, so it's actually crazy with that song. That was the first song. Crazy. I actually wrote sober, bro. And I'm talking about like 2 years into the game. Like I've not written a song sober. That was the first song, and I remember I told myself, I'm like, hey, like I told you, like before I felt like that was the way, and I remember I sat myself down, and I'm like, try something new, like try something different. You know, like you realize, okay, that's fun and this and that, but it's not you, you know. And more of my love, and coming from church, like I'm an instrument type of person. Like I like funky. The reason that actually why I got into like actually doing this and the real people know is that like, yo, I idoled like Bruno Mars. Yeah, that was my guy, bro. Treasure and everything. So I kind of like, even though it's not the same feel as Bruno Mars, it kind of is in The Weeknd as well. Like I wanted that funky,
that like melodic type.
Yeah. Shout out to Produced by Front Carpet as well. He's absolutely amazing. We have a lot more stuff coming together. Yeah, a lot more. And yeah, bro, I was on a walk and I heard the beat and it was a I'm like, okay. So I'm hearing it and I'm like, what do I want to talk about? You know, and like at the time too, I think I was talking to somebody, and like, you know what, life goes too fast, and especially when you're just always busy, and you know, it's just, I was really just talking to this person. I'm just really trying to express like, okay, like I know my life is busy, but like I still want you to be a part of my life. I want you to be here, this and that, like you know, and it kind of just clicked, like more of my love. I know you want more of my, and then yeah, bro, like it kind of started from there.
More of my love.
More of my love streaming.
Jeez.
Hey,
Come on now.
Stream it.
Don't play yourself.
All right, then.
Jeez. So how do you go
sir.
from like, I know you're saying that, there's certain music that's fun to make.
Yeah.
And then there's music that, this is really who I am. How do you balance like making that fun shit that, you just bobbing in the whip to like, to making music that's like, okay, maybe not a lot of people are going to vibe with it, but this is really what I want to do. Like, how do you balance those two things?
I feel like for me, it's kind of just what I'm going through and kind of like the session times, which is really weird.
Yeah.
Late nights, I don't know why, bro. I'm just always in my field. Like, I'll be at the studio and late nights, and it's kind of like the beats that get sent to me as well. Like, as soon as I hear a beat, like the first 10 seconds, I know that, okay, I'm making this for the people to jump up for and this and that. Or I'll hear a track and I'll be like, this one's for me. Like, this one is to get out exactly how I feel.
Is there like a quota that you try to hit? Like, yo, okay, I want to make like 50% of what I put out. My bad. I want to make like 50% of what I put out to be that that hype shit. But then the other 50% is going to be that like, that heartfelt music, that harmonizing.
Brother,
how do you is it like that?
You hit it right on the nose right there.
Jeez.
I want to put out stuff for people like, for my homies around Toronto to bump to. Like, bro, I have a lot of rap stuff too. A lot of people don't sleep.
I'm trying to hear that.
Don't sleep, bro. I've definitely got into my bag. Right now, I'm in my rapping stage. Like, it's not really rap, but like, I've definitely explored that avenue, and it's kind of interesting because everybody thought like it's just gonna be like strictly like like strings, guitars, and nah, bro, we get greedy, we get dirty.
Get some 808s in there.
But I kind of like balance it out too. For me, I'm a very personal person, so like I actually make a lot of songs just for myself. Like, literally, like I don't really show anybody. It's just kind of just to really get it off my mind. If I'm going through something, like, bro, I'll come and just play and just say whatever I feel. And it's crazy because those are the songs that I love the most. But bro, it's so personal. Like, it's so personal. It's just like I don't feel comfortable sharing some of this stuff. So like I'll even post like little clips on like online. Everybody's like, oh, when is this dropping? I'm like, it's never dropping. Like, those ones? Pull a party next door. It's never dropping.
It's never dropping.
But yeah, like I'm right now, I'm in a mind space where I'm trying to get out of that. Like, just put it out. Like, you make it.
Facts.
And I want to put it out just because, like, how I got into music as well, I don't think I've mentioned, is just like, yo, music is just a healing process. Like, bro, like,
it really is.
Every situation that I've been through, like every traumatic situation, like, music really helps with it. And it's just like, I want to be in that space as well where like I can help somebody out of a hard place, especially me coming from like a Christian background. My parents being very giving, very helping. Like, I grew up on that foundation. So it's just like, like I want to make songs where people are down, depressed, this and that. They can listen to the song and feel a sense of joy, for real. So I try to put those songs out just because I know that those songs will reach who it needs to reach. So yeah, man, I try to keep the 50-50 balance.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Yo, but that's a lot of like heavy emotions to try to, bring up in the tracks, whether it's going to be extreme happiness, like the depression, the confusion, all those emotions. What do you do to get into the zone to access those emotions, to put it on a track like that?
That's a good question. Wine. Wine and a spliff. Nah. Honestly, yeah. Like, if I'm getting deep, like personal, I'll have a glass of wine. Like I'll be at my studio. I'll be at my studio literally alone. Like, I'll be at my studio alone, turn on my local.
Is that another like key factor, like being alone, so there's no other
and it's crazy, like when I sometimes I'll have sessions where like I have like I'm rolling deep. Like, but those are like, again, too, when I'm making music for people to jump up to.
Yeah. Like, you gotta get like a good response.
Bro, I had one session, bro. I kid you not. I think we walked in like 15 people deep. The engineer was scared. I'm like, bro, we're here to have a good. But obviously, like, bro, I look like, everybody sees me up big, dark, and then they start talking to me. I'm like, bro, this guy's a suburbs kid,
Weird,
So yeah, but like, I like being alone. I feel like that's where the best product comes out. But I have to get out that space because it's just like now, like I'll get called into the session, and I don't even know who's gonna be there. You'll be by like an engineer, and I'll walk into the room. There's like 4 to 5 people, and he'll be like, "Yeah, get in the booth." I'm like, whoa, like, can we get to know each other first? Like,
What's your name, bro?
Exactly. Yeah, like, bro, what's your name? What's your name? Like, my name is,
Yeah.
So like, I have to get out of that space. But yeah, I definitely like writing or just like, just creating my product by myself. Sometimes I don't want to seem like, closed off.
Yeah.
Because obviously, like, if somebody's there, like, it's always gonna be good energy. But like, yeah, man, like, especially for those emotional tracks, like, bro, I'll light a candle, put my humidifier
Really set
on
the
and
mood,
bro.
That's hard.
Exactly.
That's hard. Okay,
Yeah,
okay. Crazy, bro. But what kind of you're in the space. You got a lot of eyes on you. You will have a lot of eyes on you. You know, as you grow, as you get bigger. What do you want your influence to be on the R&B space and the music space? What do you want people to get from what you're saying? You know, like what's the message you're trying to convey through your music overall?
Change the narrative. Change the narrative.
In what sense?
Do whatever.
Nah, take a second.
Oh, it's a good question, brother.
Yeah.
I spoke too soon. Nah, what I want people to get away from Dejan when this is all said and done, when it comes to music, I want people to get away from. Sorry, to get from me.
Yeah.
Sorry, ask the question one more time.
No, so
Yeah,
essentially,
that, yeah.
what are you trying to convey? What are you trying to get across to the masses? Anybody that comes across you as an artist, what do you want them to take away from you? Like, yo, this artist is this, or, this is the message that he's trying to push.
I'd say realness. No matter what, especially when it comes to like lyrics and this and that, I'll never say anything that I haven't been through. I'll never say anything that I'm not going through. I'm just that type of person that puts it all out there. And I've never really been like that. And I feel like music is where I get that hidden space, because if I don't talk about it in conversation, I can say it in my songs, So I just try to be as real as it gets. I want to be uplifting as well. Like, I want people to listen to my music and even the rapping and everything, just be uplifted as well.
Facts.
Like, I'm not really that type of person that's going to be talking about like, gangs and like, I don't really come from that.
Yeah.
But like, I try to keep like a positive.
Big Sean said something like that too. He's like, on that song Go Off, he's like, then the verse later talking about sliding down on all of your ops, talking about how like
that's good in his bag
they
right
don't
now.
have
That's good in his
Lil
bag right
Baby. Nah, pretty much saying like, yo, all you guys is talk about this, like you don't have any other topics to go off of.
Exactly.
That
And it's just like, yeah, bro, like there's so many things that I've been through that nobody really knows about. And it's just like, yo, like I can really say whatever I want on a track, and you guys are gonna feel me. Like, yo, the other day, it's actually funny that you asked that. Just the other day, I remember I was at work and I'm just literally just, like I talk to myself. Like, when you live alone, you talk to yourself. Like, anybody that says they don't, brother, capping. They talk to themselves.
You talk to yourself all day. You got that little voice in your head.
I'm not gonna go too far.
Yeah,
bro,
we all.
I talk to myself. But yeah, bro. And I'm just like, I'm in a space now where obviously, like in Toronto, music scene's hard, and I'm just like, like I know if I get like the opportunity that I'm longing for, I'll crush it. And it's not even like on a cockiness. It's just like, yo, because I know that I've built myself, I've prepared, I've listened, I've learned, and like I'm ready for it. And it's just like, I feel like, being in Toronto, it's so hard to reach those type of levels. Like, so I'm just talking to myself and I'm just like, bro, like you want everybody, you're saying that, they're not taking you serious or this and that. He's like, bro, like you want everybody to feel what you feel inside.
Yeah.
This is the way to get people to listen to you.
Yeah.
So, brother, that's what I'm saying. Like right now, I'm in my talking shit phase, bro.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, like obviously I'm in a space now where I know that I have something, like in terms of like, like just music and just in terms of my mind and just working with others as well. Like I know I have it, like I have it. So it's just like now trying to get people to believe in what I have, and
you're just waiting for everybody to catch up.
And bro, once they catch up, bro, like, that's just all it is right there.
Yeah. Developing yourself as an artist. Like, what are some things that people don't necessarily see that like, like say, like when you're talking about, all right, the studio image, all the other things that,
bro, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. Like you have to have the image for sure. Like now you can kind of get away with it because like TikTok and everything. If your song's catchy, you're good.
Yeah.
But if you want to take it to a whole nother level,
Yeah.
in terms of where like you don't have to work again, your kids don't have to work again. Like you have to build up an image and a team, bro. A team is so. I think the lady in your last podcast said it about like how she had to build up a team and
Ashley.
everything. Yeah.
Shout out Ashley.
Shout out Ashley.
Shout out the band. Each and every one of them. You know
sir.
who you are. Come on now.
Yep. But I think when I was watching that, I'm like, yeah, like thank God I'm not the only person. Like, bro, it is so important. Like I told you, like to have people that are not just yes people, but to have that team there that can, you know, always be there and give you just the realest, you know, comments and just try to build you up every step of the way and not be jealous or envy of their success, but be like, nah, we're in this together. So since we're talking about a team, shout out Brian, shout out. Nah, I'm gonna get to Andrew last because that's a big shout out. You know, you remember Andrew. I'm gonna get to Andrew last. Bro. But Brian, William's my photographer, videographer. He's absolutely amazing. Vida is my videographer as well. She's out of this world. And then Tayshawn, my boy Tayshawn too. That's actually an artist upcoming too, man. That guy has been such a great help. Wow, this one I'm forgetting people.
It's on the spot.
OJ, exactly. OJ,
yeah.
my boy OJ too. Hotel, and then Andrew. Andrew now is the person that actually got me into music. Andrew actually helped me write my first song ever, bro. And you know Andrew, he's from the States. He does not play, bro. Like I remember I'd make songs, I'd send it to him, and he'd literally send back the shit emoji.
That's jokes,
bro. And like, you know those ones like I'm taking time writing this, bro. Like I'm writing this, I'm like, yo,
putting your all into this shit.
Bro, I'm like,
I'm a wavy guy, bro.
Bro, this shit is fire, dog. I'm like, I can't wait for Andrew to hear it because he was always the person like I get validation from. Like back then, I'll send it to him to make sure like, yo, if
he's getting that, you know it's
dog. And it got hard because before he was living down here and then he moved back to the States. And that was like the person, like I said, that was helping me like with my writing, creativity, and all of that. And then that's where like I hit that writer's block. And I was just kind of just by myself, and I'm like, hey, like if you really want to do this, now it's your time to build yourself. Like this is where like you have to improve everything, your voice by yourself, your writing, your image. And then once you build up yourself, now you can present yourself to people in terms of like building a team. Like it's all about people believing in you and seeing, you know, how far you can take it.
100%.
And you have to have that confidence. Confidence is a major thing too.
Facts.
You know, so and yeah, man. So shout out Andrew. That guy he's the reason why I'm literally here on this podcast right now. If it wasn't for Andrew, bro, I'd probably still be playing drums in my basement, which is you know, like it's fine. But he's the one that really pushed me to take it to a whole nother level, man. So shout out Andrew. Shout out Andrew.
Bro. Solid guy, bro.
Yes, sir.
But specifically in Toronto, I've seen, bro, people just don't want to help each other for some reason. So what advice would you give being an artist coming up in the city, knowing how, you know, the vibes are with people around our age? What's your advice that you would give to that?
My advice is that there's room for everybody. And I know it doesn't seem that way, but bro, there's literally, look at The Weeknd and Drake, bro. They're making money, bro. Like, you know, like at the end of the day, every human that's gonna wake up is gonna listen to music. You know, like if you don't listen to music,
in
there's
some
just
form or another.
Like you're on the way to work, radio. There's always gonna be. It's like retail. You know, there's always gonna be house. There's always gonna be music, and like I feel like in Toronto, it's getting. Well, for what I kind of see is like it's kind of getting to a competitive state. And like a lot of just like, you know, sneak dissing and people saying they're happy for you, but they're not really happy for you. And like for me, like if I see another artist that's upcoming in this now, I'm not going to be jealous or be like, oh, how come I'm not in that person's position? Because how I see it is that like if this person blows up, it's just bringing more eyes into Toronto. And if you actually make good music, that's a good thing too. If you actually make good music, bro.
Well said, bro.
Yes, sir.
Well, thank you for being on the episode, fam.
Bro.
I appreciate you. It's
Long
been
overdue,
crazy.
bro.
Long overdue.
You're a busy guy, bro.
Episode number 7, Bringing the Talks. My guy, ASYCI.
Yes, sir.
Jeez, but I'm not a rapper though.
No, it's all good. Like I said, there's a lot of new music coming. I have at least, and I want to emphasize at least over like 200 songs, bro.
Proper.
And it's just like, yeah, bro, they're on their way. So you know, I was like I said, I've just been been relaxed.
Yeah,
I've been
yeah.
calm. But now I'm starting to
Let's
be
go.
talking my shit.
Put on the
be
next.
talking my shit still. So
Yes, sir. Okay, well, appreciate you guys tuning in for another episode. If you guys took anything from that, you know, it could be what it means to him, what music means to him. It could be, you know, how he developed himself as an artist. If y'all took anything from that, my job here is done. I'm your host, Jay Breezy, aka Jay Breezy.
Chris Breezy.
It's my guest, ASYCI, bringing the talks.
Appreciate you, brother.
My guy.
Appreciate you. Yes, sir.
Yeah, keep going.